Let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever wanted to swing upwards of 8 times with just one Digimon? Then boy, do I got the deck for you. What's up guys, Levi here with the Digibros. And today guys, we have another exciting English 1.5 deck profile coming for you guys. Today we're talking about a deck that I've been having a lot of fun with. UlforceVeedramon. And I know what you're thinking, Levi, didn't you just go X3 last weekend in your own tournament? Yes. If you didn't see last week's tournament, I'm gonna put a link to it up there if you wanna go check it out. But I did pretty terrible this past weekend playing this deck. But that was no fault of the deck. For some reason, I decided to enter the tournament last week playing Ulforce, even though I had no experience with the deck and actually didn't even know what a lot of the cards did. And being that a lot of the cards we play with are Japanese because we don't have all the cards in English at the moment, it was kind of a recipe for disaster. Literally in the first round when I evolved into Ulforce, I had to look him up on digimoncard.dev to even figure out what he did because I had a Japanese copy on the field. And let's just say, I didn't do very well. But after doing terrible in last week's tournament, I really sat down, took a good look at the list, read all the cards, which apparently is important. And after a lot of playtesting and working on the deck, I can say I actually have a build of the deck that I'm very happy with. And I'm super excited to let you guys know the list that I've been running. But before we get into that, guys, if you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing. We make a bunch of weekly Digimon TCG videos over here on the channel, and we stream every Sunday right here on YouTube at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to see some more fun Digimon TCG content, subscribe. But alright guys, without further ado, let's get into my Ulforce deck. Alright guys, so here's my Ulforce deck I have been having a lot of fun and success with. I've been going toe to toe with a lot of meta decks, Megazoo, Shine Greymon, and Imperial Dramon. So yeah, the deck's been doing fairly well and I'm excited to get into the list with you guys. Starting with the babies, we do run 2 copies of Digimon, then we run 3 copies of Upamon. Drawing is really good, that's why you run 5 draw Digitamas. Dimi-V if you're attacking with a jammer, draw a card. Upamon if you have one, or if your opponent has one with no material. When attacking, draw a card. Drawing cards is really good in every card game, so of course you gotta max out on these. 5 Digitama is always correct, no matter what I say. I've lied before. But yeah, moving into our main deck, we do run 4 copies of the UlforceVeedramon. I do only have 1 English copy, so I'm going to put him right there. But yeah, UlforceVeedramon is a super powerful card. If you don't know what he does, I'll tell you right now. When one of your blue tamers becomes suspended, unsuspend this Digimon. Then he has another effect that states, during your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your main phase, gain 1 memory. So as you can see, the main play in this deck is to go up in your Ulforce, swing, unsuspend a tamer, make him active, swing, unsuspend a tamer, make him active, and just keep swinging through all their security and all of their Digimon that way. It is a super powerful combo, and it also allows you to gain a memory along the way. So that's super good and a super powerful way to just put a lot of pressure on the field because your opponent either has to deal with them or they lose the next turn. So yeah, 4 copies of UlforceVeedramon. Then moving on, we run 4 copies of ArrowVeedramon. He is probably the best level 5 in the deck because when he's evolved, if you have a blue tamer, you can make any of your Digimon active. Then it's inheritable is once per turn. When this Digimon is made active, he gains jamming. So this effect is awesome in tandem with your Ulforce. So you're going to be attacking, making himself active, and then he gains jamming. So he's not going to die from those security swings. Because Ulforce, though he is really powerful, he's only 11,000 attack. So if you cannot swing and survive through that security, you're probably not going to win that game. But yeah, 4 Arrow Force is mandatory in any Ulforce deck. For another one with inheritables, I run 2 Weregurumon from the starter deck. If your opponent has one with no materials, you get security attack +1. This card's actually really powerful because it allows you to clear all of your opponent's security with only 3 swings. And if you're playing Ulforce correctly, you probably have that 4th swing, so you're going to go for game by just having the Weregurumon up under him. But the downside is you will not have the jamming from the ArrowVeedramon, which does kind of suck, but there are ways to boost the attack of the Ulforce. And then for our last level 5, we just run 3 copies of Bastimon. 2 to evolve level 5s are really good, so that's why we run her. Moving on down to our champions, fairly standard blue champions. 4 Gorilla, 1 to evolves are really good, and then we do run 3 blockers. 3 Grizzlymon. Rookie Rush is a deck, so you want to have a way to combat it because it does take some setup for your deck, so you need to be able to stall until then. So you run 3 Gorillas for that reason. Then we run 3 V-Dramon's really good. He has jamming if you have a tamer on the field. So we have this For other reasons, just because he has V in its name and he's a v-dramon, so that becomes relevant with some other cards that we do run. So yeah, 3 of him is really good. Jamming's a super powerful effect. To round off our level 4s, we do run 2 copies of X-Vmon. Being able to just evolve and make himself active or make one of your Vmons active with jamming is just a super powerful effect. And I think every blue deck should consider running at least 2 copies of him. But yeah, guys, that's going to round off our champions. Moving on down to our rookies. We run 4 of probably the best rookie in the game at the moment. This is Vmon. He's just a level 3 with jamming, which means he's not going to die any of his security swings. So some of the best turn 1 plays is just evolving into him and then playing another one onto the field. And then you're going to next turn bring him out, swing, swing, evolve into an X-Vmon, make him active, swing 3 times with jamming. And that comes up so many times. That's one of the best plays in Rookie Rush right now. And it's awesome that this deck has access to the same exact play. Moving on to our other level 3s, we run 3 copies of the other Vmon. This is the one intended for the Ulforce deck. Its inheritable is whenever it's made active, you get to draw a card. So yeah, have this up under your Ulforce once per turn. When it's made active, draw a card. And in tandem with the Ulforce, you'll gain a memory as well. So just getting a lot of advantage. And then to round off the rookies, we do run 6 vanillas. 2 drops are incredibly powerful, and you need them in the off chance you just have to rookie rush your opponent, which does happen sometimes. That's actually one thing I do kind of love about this deck. If your Ulforce plan isn't working, you can, in doubt, just rookie rush them fairly well. So yeah, Electmon, Gomamon are good for that reason. And that is all for our Digimon. Moving on to our Tamers, and much like Shine Greymon, we do have to run quite a few of them because our level 6 does rely on having them on the field. Starting off, we do run 4 copies of Tai Kamiya. Tai has 2 super powerful effects. While you control a v-dramon on the field, you can tap him to either draw a card or give one of your blue Digimon plus 1000. So you have the Ulforce on the field, you're going to swing into security, you're going to tap this to either draw a card or give him plus 1000. He's going to be made active, gain a memory, and then you swing again. So yeah, he's super powerful. Moving on to our other Tamers, we do run 3 copies of Rena. Rena is super good. When played, you crack the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you add 1 Digimon with V in its name. That's VEE. We have several targets. You can add Vmon, you can add X-Vmon, you can add v-dramon, Ulforce, Aeroforce, so many targets off Rena. And she has a second effect that is super good. When one of your blue Digimon is attacking, you can rest her to make one of your blue Digimon gain 1000 attack. So that is another way you're going to be triggering the UlforceVeedramon. Then on to our last 2 Tamers. Sadly, they do not rest themselves, but we do run 2 copies of Davis. Davis is a memory tamer, which is crucial in this deck because if you get memory locked with this deck, it's not going to be a good time because it's hard to set up your Tamers and go up in your level 6s when your opponent's memory choking you every single turn. So this is a really important card, and it's also a searcher. So it helps you get into your combos. When played, crack the top 3, add 1 blue and 1 green Digimon to your hand. Davis is super awesome. I think you should definitely run him. And then to round off the deck, we run 4 of what I think is the best blue card in the game. That is 4 Hammer Spark. Hammer Spark is amazing. If you don't know what it does, when played, gain 1 memory, and then the security effect is gain 2 memory. So if your opponent hits in security, it can potentially end their turn, which is super crazy. But yeah, this card's just super awesome and helps you whenever your opponent's trying to memory choke you and helps you get out of a bunch of really tough situations. But yeah, guys, as you can see, the point of the deck is just to build up in your Ulforce, get as many Tamers on the field as possible, and just swing for game. Alright guys, so that is the Ulforce list I've been having a lot of fun with over the past week. I do recommend this list, whereas I couldn't necessarily say that last Sunday. And I hope you guys give it a try and let me know down in the comments below what you think, what changes you would make or how your Ulforce deck runs. And I'll consider making those changes in my deck in the future. And once again guys, before I head out, we have a link down in the description to our Discord if you want to go hop over there and play some games with us. We host tournaments every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a ton of fun. I think you should come join us. But anyways guys, I'm done wasting your time. I'm Levo with the Digibros. See you next time.